Hello everyone and welcome back to the Airsoft Headquarters channel. If you're new to these types of videos, we are the largest airsoft store here in Wisconsin. We're the largest as far as the surrounding states as well. Most of the videos that I put out are going to be geared towards beginner players or younger players that are still trying to figure out what to do as far as airsoft gear, rifles, or accessories and stuff like that. So today we're going to go over plate carriers and chest rigs since this past weekend, we have been very busy here in the store. A lot of that traffic is from beginner players that are just starting to get their own rifles, starting just to go out and play with their friends or at local fields, and don't really know what to grab. So starting out, I'm going to go over chest rigs, since that's what I have right in front of me. Now, chest rigs are going to be a little bit smaller in comparison to plate carriers. They're going to be lighter weight, sometimes are not going to hold as much gear as visible on my chest rig. Now this is a HSGI base and this is adaptive to fit with some head-on tactical backpacks, and that will buckle in right into the shoulder straps here. Now this is a very expensive chest rig base, around $400, but there are much cheaper options available in our store. To give you a couple examples, I have here the LBX lock and load chest rig. Now this is going to be very similar as far as how it's going to position. It is going to wrap a little bit farther around the body, but it's going to have all the pouches. It's going to have all of the pouches pre-cut and pre-designed on the rig itself, so you don't have to, put anything as far as MOLLE where you want it. You do have a little bit more freedom as far as how you can customize your loadout using MOLLE, but if you're just beginning, it is a little bit nicer having these pouches already pre-installed for you, so that is a little less thought process that you have to go through. Now starting out, you don't really know as far as what's going to be comfortable for you. You're going to try to figure out what works best as far as how you operate. So having pouches already pre-installed on your gear are going to help just make everything a little bit easier for you. Once you start to get more experience, you want to get some more gear, having a MOLLE base where you can grab and accessorize and customize your different loadouts to what fits for you. So this is a MOLLE base that I have attached a dangler pouch, some basic flat panel, triple M4 mag carriers, radio pack, and a large backpack in order to store any sort of extra magazines, bottles of water, hydration, etc. up in here. All while I can keep my upfront pouch or my upfront real estate pretty minimal. However, with these guys that I have in front of me, they do spread farther across, so you get a lot more space up front here in order to put all of your stuff. So this rig I've actually preloaded with everything that I could fit in there, so I can go through and pull out everything that I have in here to show you just how much space chest rigs can actually give you. Even though they don't give you a whole lot of chest protection from BBs or anything like that, they can still carry a lot of gear on them. On top of that, because these are front panels, you do have the option to put any sort of larger backpack, like a school pack, a tactical pack, even a hydration carrier, something a little bit smaller, onto the back here, so you can still have the option to carry even more stuff on you. So I'm going to take this off. Chest rigs are also a little bit easier to put on and put off. Where'd that buckle go? Now this is currently not properly sized to me. I literally just pulled this off of our shelf so I could just throw stuff on there and show you exactly how much is in here. But you can see if I pull it up to where it would fit, it does cover a lot of the front space. But my back is completely clear, so if I want to put a backpack over my shoulders, I can run around with a backpack without any sort of issue. So the lock and load is about $100 versus the Lancer Tactical copy that I have here is running $70. So same basic setup with the same pre-designed pouches or pre-built pouches, while running a little bit cheaper. Not nearly as nice of quality. I always like the LBX gear, and you'll see that with my plate carriers. But if you are a beginner player, you have a budget, so Lancer Tactical is going to be a budget-friendly system. So we have that. Let me show you what I all have in here. We'll start on the left side since that's the most obvious. Coffee mug. In the next pouch over, 2 magazines, 3 magazines, 2 pistol mags, another 2 magazines, another 2 magazines, crossing over to another 2 magazines. It's going to be stacked up. Bottle of tracer BBs, little Allen tool. This is honestly not a real tactical loadout. This is just a conglomeration of stuff that I had laying around. A handful of GoPro mounts and accessories, or maybe 2 handfuls. There we go, that's the last of it. Roll duct tape by Boombot. Cool. Bluetooth audio, speed loader, and even back here there are Velcro pouches, PTS newspaper for when you're, needing some reading material. Then my large power bank with 2 charging cables. And that's all that I was able to fit in this lock and load chest rig. Of course, you do have the option to run a backpack without any sort of issue. So that's really everything as far as a chest rig setup. Now we can go over to the plate carriers and kind of show the comparison as far as what can be held within a plate carrier. So chest rigs, lighter weight, more maneuverability. You have easy backpack additions. Downside is you don't really have a whole lot of front or back protection from BBs or anything like that. So let's go over to the plate carriers. So actually, quick correction. We do have RRVs, which are a type of replica chest rig that the military uses. So these actually have admin pouches on the top here, which can protect your chest. Again, on the back side, it's pretty much the exact same H harness design, so not really a whole lot of protection back there unless you were to put a backpack on. So had to make that quick correction for myself. Now for plate carriers, these are kind of the go-to for beginner players because this is what the current military uses. A lot of video games incorporate plate carriers for their tactical gear, so it's most commonplace as far as what players see the cool guys use. And Airsoft is all about looking just like the cool guys. We do have quite a few options of plate carriers here at the store as well. My personal go-to are going to be the LBX plate carriers, but we do have them in basic colors, your black, tan, green. This one comes in a gray. We also have plate carriers, not just from LBX, but from other brands as well, that are going to be the cool patterns here in the M81 configuration. Again, this one is an LBX, but it does show that we do have cool guy camos as well. So not to say that plate carriers are bad for beginner players, they're more commonplace. In fact, my very first setup was a plate carrier. This is a older Lancer Tactical JPT type of setup, which I have added quite a few things to over the years. With plate carriers, a lot of times these are going to be open real estate as far as just being a MOLLE base. There are not a whole lot that are going to have the pouches already pre-installed on them. In some cases with our plate carriers, they do come with removable pouches, so you do have the option later on to customize it to however you want. Doing a plate carrier setup is going to be a little bit more expensive than some of the pre-built chest rigs like the lock and load or that cheaper Lancer Tactical option. But with plate carriers, you do get more protection from the back, the front, as well as the sides here. So really in Airsoft, a BB strike is not going to be really painful. It's kind of just a come and go type of pain. For a I'm going to go over this one since I have this one loaded up with stuff. So for my basic setup, again, this is super adaptive, super customizable to however you want to set up your plate carrier. For myself, over the years, this is how I tend to set my stuff up. You know, I've got all my Cool Guy pouches, or patches, my Cool Guy patches. And this can open up to a map. So we'll use this to represent a map. And then I've got my traditional magazine setup. I normally go with 3, and then I'll have more on me somewhere. I'll have my radio here. We'll use speed loader to represent radio. Off to the side here is going to be my spares. So either grenades, in this case I've got spare pistol mags, shorty spare mid-cap mags, and then down here I have a dangler pouch for duct tape, more GoPro accessories, different cables that I may need, my Allen set, and all the rest of the GoPro stuff. Now, compared to the lock and load from LPX, what I am all missing is coffee mug, bio or tracer BBs, my boombot, battery pack, this big PTS newspaper, and then 2, 4, 6, 7 magazines compared to what I just went over for my basic plate carrier setup. Now with plate carriers, because they have the back panel back here, it is much more difficult to put just a regular backpack on. In a lot of cases, it becomes very, very uncomfortable with having those extra straps coming right here. So, plate carriers use a different type of backpack setup that goes directly and mounts directly to the MOLLE along the back here. It just interweaves. So with this, I have a full backpack that I can put. Let me kick this over. I have a full backpack to where I can fit all of the rest of the plate carrier stuff up front, but I can fit all the rest of this stuff in the back here. And still have more space to throw even more gear. The issue is that with a backpack like this, and I will show you right now by putting this on, the issue is that once I have this plate carrier set up, I cannot reach and grab anything from my backpack. So I need a second pair of hands from a friend or a teammate or something like that to reach in the backpack for me and grab any of the stuff that I have back there. So that's the only downside of having a plate carrier based backpack. You also notice that it's riding down with all this extra weight. I don't have any stuff up here in order to counteract that weight, but that is something as well. So, plate carriers, more protection, a lot more cool guy, a lot more tactical. You can hold more stuff along your front and have the option to hold even more stuff on the backpack. It is all one piece, one solid setup, instead of having this, which is, this one specifically is multiple pieces from different brands that are pieced together, and it's all just straps. So more protection, and in some cases can hold more. But despite myself having multiple setups of plate carrier and chest rig, I personally prefer plate carriers. Those are my go-to as far as gear options. A little bit more comfortable for me, but I can run a chest rig, and there are people that prefer chest rigs for their comfort over a plate carrier. And that is all fine. Airsoft does not have to specifically replicate any sort of tactical gear that is used by modern military. You have all that freedom to set your stuff up to whatever you want, whatever's up to your comfort level. You know, there shouldn't be anyone that says you cannot do this, you cannot do that, yada yada yada. It's Airsoft. It doesn't matter. Run the gear how you want because it's cool to you and it's comfortable to you. So all the stuff that I have here is going to be, well, almost all the stuff that I have here is going to be available at my store, Airsoft Headquarters in Waukesha. If you have any sort of gear questions, you can come down to the store, look at my selection, ask any questions from any of our staff members, and we'll be able to give you educated answers based on our personal experience. And again, gear is very much a comfort-based selection, so we cannot rightfully answer any biased questions for you. So we can tell you what our opinions are, what fits best to us, but for someone that wants a solid, set-in-stone answer, what is better, chest rigs or plate carrier, we're not going to have that answer because it's all based on your comfort level.
Oh, we'll just do the long beep over everything?
Mm-hmm.
So I use one solid beep. Alright guys, this is part of the video where I bring Brady on.
What's up?
And then we're going to go over our basic kit, you know, as a continuation of that basic gear, plate carrier, chest rig, stuff like that. This is actually pretty funny because in a previous video, Brady had said that he prefers chest rigs, even though he is sporting a plate carrier. And I said that I prefer plate carriers, but I'm sporting a chest rig. We've done that with other gear before, so
Just the thing we kind of do.
unintentional. So, Brady, let's just go over your basic setup.
Yeah.
What do you like to run the most as far as brand shout-outs?
Yeah. So I am wearing my LBX 0300 medium. It's their modular plate carrier. This is obviously in Ranger Green. This is my go-to plate carrier. I actually have two of these. Cool thing about these things is they are somewhat compact, kind of say like a JPC like you had, but a little bit bigger, which I don't particularly like compact plate carriers. If I can go something really compact, I can go with the chest rig. This gives me a little bit more room as far as real estate. So I've got on the front here the LBX M4 mag pouches, 3 of them, so they each hold 2. So we got 2 mags in there each, so a total of 6 up front. Still gives me plenty of room up top. So above that, I have their map pouch, which is a nice little Velcro thing. It's got this transparent plastic over it, so I can slot in a map and fold it up and have it out of the way. Also gives me plenty of room for patches because those are important. On the side here, I am using their brand new Banger pouches. So these are featured on the Banger back panel that they use with their Armistice plate carrier. So these are now separate. So use this little elastic system to retain it and pop it off and hold a grenade in there. So I've got 2 of those on this side. Opposite side coming around, I've got their utility pouch, their admin pouch, which I'm using as a utility pouch, basic, simple, open. Use that for smokes, grenades, snacks, batteries, whatever. Use anything in there. Going back on this side, I have the roll-up dump pouch. So to roll up when I need to use it, pops open, can hold roughly 6 to 8 mags in there when I use them. Moving around to the back of the other side, I am using the Milwaukee Custom Kydex Baofeng carrier for other radios. As well as on the back, I've got an Eagle map pack, an actual Eagle Industries map pack to hold tanks for HPA, extra magazines, speed loader, water, if I'm not using my core ice plate carrier, which I am using. So the front plate bag is actually holding my core ice plate, which I have the tube retained here in the shoulder pad. But if I'm not using this, sometimes use an Nalgene, that can go right in the backpack. So LBX is my go-to brand. Fantastic, good quality, but still decent price. You're not going crazy high up in the price range to get good quality. Like, say I want to buy an actual Eagle plate carrier. That's crazy money. This is very high quality, but still low enough that I can afford it and not be, eating ramen every day.
Yeah. This would be like middle of the road as far as name brand equipment for plate carrier setups. We do have Lancer Tactical options that are going to be similar setups for plate carriers for you beginner players. And then jumping on to me, I have an HSGI chest rig base that I built basically what I have on here right now. I've got a dump pouch from Emerson, a radio carrier from Emerson, HSGI, bungee retention 3 mag carriers. I do want to get the head-on tactical admin pouch. It sits right here in multicam black to kind of continue that multicam black camo throughout everything. And on the very back, I have a head-on tactical backpack, which we talked about before, and which Brady has the backpack on his gear in order to hold a lot of extra stuff. So that's why I have this on here. This overall is a conglomeration of different brands and gear all put into one. Here at the store, we actually found the same basic setup that I'm running from Lancer Tactical. So a Molly base, 6 total straps with a larger backpack. But this is $400, and I spent add an extra 0 on the end of 40, and that's about how much I spent on mine. So you can get the same basic setup for way cheaper.
We've also got some other setups here. This is one of my favorite chest rigs. This is another Lancer. This is a replica of the RRV. Really simple plate carrier. Just got double pistol pouch up here, the 6 M4 mags up front, large utility pouch on this side, 2 frag pouches, and then another utility pouch here. On the inside, I do have a plate to help retain the size or the shape of it, but really simple. Again, inexpensive, just like this one. I think these guys are a little bit more, but still a budget-minded, but still good quality gear piece.
Now this is the one you based off of Lone Survivor, right?
Correct, yes. This is based off of my 2005 Seal Recce kit, based off of, that's what Lone Survivor was. So I've got, basically built in the same way that guys like that would be using it. So it's a little bit more of a impression kit, but it's still very useful. A lot of utility to it.
A little bit more mil spec compared to what we were talking about before. We're building up to your comfort level. And I have a LBX plate carrier as well. This is their 0300 series in small. I prefer a smaller plate carrier. I think it's a little bit more compact, a little bit more maneuverable for me personally. But because I am a little bit larger in the chest area, since I do a bunch of push-ups, I have to go and get aftermarket cummerbunds in order to fit that extra length. And then just basic pouches along the side here. Same MC Kydex radio carrier, basic triple M4 mags, pouch on the side here for whatever I need, whether that be pistol mags, extra M4 mags, grenades, and then another dangler pouch. I like danglers the best because it helps protect the belly fat down here. And then a radio, or not a radio, but a map location that has patches along the front of it, and I have patches on the inside of here, because you can never have too many patches. Ever. So that's it. That's what we base most of our gear off of. So use that for whatever reference you guys want to use it for. Of course, do your own research. Build your gear to however you are comfortable with. I keep preaching that. So just as long as you're comfortable, you're going to have a lot more fun. Other than that, we're going to shoot a couple more videos, and then we'll see you later this weekend. Otherwise, you guys take care. Be safe, stay healthy, and take care.
Peace.